Hey, I'm Rudy Fraser. I'm the founder and CEO of Black Sky Algorithms, and today we are walking through how to migrate your Blue Sky account from one PDS to another PDS. Now, you might be asking, what is a PDS? A PDS is a personal data server. We're going to get into all the details about what a PDS is, what you might think Blue Sky is, but what it really is, and go through the steps of how to migrate your account. Now, several guides have already been written about how to do a migration. We're going to actually use some of those as the kind of guiding steps for how to do the migration. But all those guides are really geared towards developers and IT people who already have the technical background. The goal of this video is to make migration really as straightforward as it can be. It's still going to be technical. That's just the state of things right now. I'm recording this August 8th, 2025. Someone could build something tomorrow that makes this all a lot easier, but the foundations of it are still going to be relevant. So I figure I'd make a video. All right, so we're gonna take a quick detour to just do some comparisons and explain some things to hopefully make the difference between app protocol and other social media apps that you've probably used just really clear and apparent, right? So first, just gonna take a look at an app probably most of y'all use, you know what I'm saying, Instagram, right? So let's take this quick detour together. And also, if at any point, I may have already said this, but if at any point you feel like this is stuff you already know, just go ahead, skip ahead, just skip ahead. But this is for to make a comprehensive video. All right, so this is Instagram.com. Let's highlight a few important things on this webpage. I have to go to Instagram.com or download the Instagram app. And the only place that I use Instagram is in one of those two places, either the app that Instagram created or, the Instagram website. And when I'm using the Instagram website, you see I only got the options for phone number, username, email, whatever, and then a password, and then it's a login button. And then I click login, and it's everything is just hosted by Instagram. Now, when you're on Instagram, right, you can only DM other Instagram users. You can only interact with other Instagram users. You can only scroll posts and feeds and whatnot that are on Instagram. This is a centralized app. This is how, most of the social media apps we would have used in the past generally work, right? Now we're going to show you something different, right? We're going to show you Blue Sky. So we're going to take a brief detour. We're going to go here. We're going to go to bsky.app, right? This is the Blue Sky app. Join the conversation. They got the Discover feed. You know what I'm saying? You create an account or you sign in. What I'm going to do is I'm on the Blue Sky app and I'm going to sign in using a Black Sky account. Then I'm going to go to the Black Sky app and I'm going to sign in using a Blue Sky account. All right. So we're on Blue Sky. I'm going to click sign in. Right here, this is a difference. Hosting provider. You probably never looked at this, but like when you created your account on the Blue Sky site, but you also kind of implicitly, because it's a default, you implicitly created it on Blue Sky's servers, right? That's why in your handle it says your name dot bsky dot social. That's because it's hosted by them. And when you log into the Blue Sky app, you never have to change this, But here, we're gonna try logging in using this is an account bdfl.blacksky.app. Now this is account because you can see by the name on it, it's hosted on Black Sky servers. So I'm gonna hit next and it says incorrect username and password. Right? That's because it's trying to log me in to the Blue Sky server. So what I do here is I click this, right? Because this is why when I say I made a post the other day that, you can move your account from Blue Sky to the Black Sky servers. But it doesn't really matter because you can interact with both. You know what I'm saying? It's all connected, it's all federated is the term that they use. So this is when they say Blue Sky is an open network where you can choose your own provider. That's what that means. You can choose your server, but most people aren't choosing their servers today, right? That's totally fine. The whole point is that you can, you know what I'm saying, you could start in one place and then you could easily move later without losing your followers, your posts, anything. Now I'm going to click custom And then here is where, so if you are a Black Sky user, like on the Black Sky server, there's all kind of users we'll have, right? You could be using the feed, you could be using our moderation service, or you could be on our PDS. If you're on the PDS and you go to the Blue Sky app, you have to do this when you sign in. So you go server, and then you type in your server address. And so if you are hosted by us, you'll type this in, right? HTTPS, you know what I'm saying? Blacksky.app. Done. Now I hit next and I'm signed in. Boom. So now I'm using a Black Sky account, right? I'm using a Black Sky account on the Blue Sky app. Now I'm going to do the inverse, right? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to Black Sky's fork of of uh of Blue Sky, you know what I'm saying? Similar, branded slightly differently. Join the cookout. Black Sky trending is the default. People talking what they talking about. And now I'm going to hit sign in. Now I'm going to try signing in with my I have an alternate account, Shaquille.Bsky.social. Right, and then I'm gonna come here, da da da. We're gonna do Shaquille.Bsky.social, copy that password, bing bong boom, hit next. Won't work, right? I'm on the Black Sky app, and on the Black Sky app, we got Black Sky as the default provider. So now you got to come here and you got to hit custom. And now if you're on the Blue Sky PDS, the Blue Sky server, you do this. You do https://bski.social. Done. Next. I got two-factor authentication. Hold on one sec. All right, y'all, I got my two-factor code. An important thing to note is just a sidebar, but the third-party PDSs don't support two-factor authentication. Blue Sky should fix that. You know what I'm saying? But we got that two-factor. I'm gonna say not now. Hit next. Whoa. Oh, this changed. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Boom. All right. So we are now logged in to a Blue Sky account. This is my alternate, Shaquille.Bsky.social. And but we're using the Black Sky app, Black Sky community, you know. You do a little appearance, you see, you know what I'm saying? You change it to a little dark mode, see the dark mode a little different. Boom. Um, so yeah, so this is just to show you, you could be on the Black Sky app, blacksky.community, and signed in using a Blue Sky account, and you can be on the Blue Sky app signed in using a Black Sky account. Right. So this is why when you know this we're really recording this video because we're rolling out the new Black Sky app and everyone's clamoring for invite code. You don't actually need an invite code to use the new Black Sky app that we're launching. You can just log in with your Blue Sky account. So that's all you needed to know. If that's the only clarification you needed, you can end the video right here. But if you are curious about migration and such, and you actually really do, you want that fly, you know what I'm saying, that fly Black Sky app handle, you know what I'm saying, you want our terms of service, you want to speak out against white supremacy and not worry about Blue Sky taking down your account, you know what I'm saying, because we wouldn't do that. Come over here on the Black Sky side, you know what I'm saying? Different terms of service, different privacy policy, different moderation, all that. Boom. So if that's what you're here for, we're about to get into that. All right, so now that we've established that you're still here in the video, you do want to migrate your account to some other server, maybe that's the Black Sky server, feel me? We're gonna walk through what account migration actually entails. We've already established that the app that you use, the client that you log into, and where your data is hosted, two different things. You know what I'm saying? So now that we established you can use whichever app you want. You could use Skylight, you could use Graves, you could use, you know what I'm saying, Spark. You can use all those. You can use Black Sky, you can use Blue Sky. with any account that is on. That's why it's not really when people say there's 38 million accounts on Blue Sky. Yes, but it's really 38 million accounts on app protocol. So, you know what I'm saying? You can use your server doesn't, the server that you're on doesn't dictate which apps you can use. That's the point of it. Um, and that's why it makes sense to build apps over here because you don't have to, you just make an app and you already have a potential user base of 38 million users. It's just one click to sign up. All right, so boom. You want to migrate. What does migration entail? What do you actually if the app that you can log into is this, what is the actual migration entail? The migration entails letting it consists of, I would say, three things change. Maybe you could say four, but it's kind of part of the same. So obviously your posts, follows, all those, they move. You know what I'm saying? So if there's these different apps that can kind of tell you where you have things. This is all nerd stuff, but it's just to help, help you visualize what I'm talking about right now. So if I go to you know what I'm saying, at rudyfraser.com. Right, so this shows that my home server, my PDS is Black Sky app. These are all the records. All the data that is in your account is public information that someone can go and pull at any time. Right? So you can go and check out my likes here. And it'll, you know what I'm saying? It's not visual, but it's the data that is there. And so you can always see what what these records are. That's important as a part of the protocol because this is when you migrate, you take all this from one place and put it on another place. You know what I'm saying? So if and remember, this is like a part of the whole thing where like a lot of folks who came to Blue Sky from Twitter, you left because you didn't like how Elon was running the place. So what you can do is you could take, you know what I'm saying? Imagine, and you came to Blue Sky and you had to start all over, find new followers, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Imagine if you could have left Twitter, but you didn't lose anything. That's what this is. That's what this is all about. That's the whole point of this whole exercise, this whole project. This is why the developers are building on it and why people believe in it. Because it's like cool. Because it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like we can maintain the relationships that we have in all of our histories and all that. Blah blah blah. Boom. So this is just showing you that this is the records that you've done, the actions you've taken. The other thing that moves, that takes up that uh, you know, it's what they call blobs. But blobs are just the generic term for media. So videos that you upload, pictures, all that. That is also stored on the server that that's your home server. So there's a server somewhere, right? There's a server somewhere that has everything that you've posted, the images, the videos, the likes, the posts, the follows, all that is stored somewhere. And then if you don't like who's running that place, you can take it up, you can pack it up, and you could mosey on over to somewhere else. Um, the third slash fourth thing that changes is your handle, obviously, right? So if you go to a clear sky woo, clear sky dot and go Rudy Fraser, and we're just gonna ignore all that other stuff, right? But what's important to note is this shows your PDS, this shows your handles and everything. And you can see, I use my domain as my handle. We're not really getting into that, but you can see that I went from, when I first signed on to Blue Sky, I was Shaquille.bsky.social. And then when you migrate, you have to pick a new handle. So I became rude1.blacksky.app. So that's the other thing that changes, right? It's your identity. And then there's basically it's these two things that happen in the same action. So your handle changes to a new handle that you pick, and then your server changes to wherever your new home is. And then the computers in the background let everyone know that those two things change. That's essentially it. Media, records like post files, etc., your name, and then where your data actually lives. Those are the things that change as a part of the migration. And you basically do all those steps individually as a part of the migration. So now, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. All right, so the first things first, you're gonna need this tool called, well, I mean, first things first, you need access to a command line tool, and you will need admin privileges over your account, right? So whatever machine that you're using, you need to know the admin password for it and have admin privileges to be able to install things. And then you need to be able to get to a command line. So I'm on a Mac right now. I could do Finder, come over here, scroll down to Utilities, and then there's Terminal, right? And then you just double click Terminal, and I already got a terminal open, so it just pulls that up, right? But that's how you get to the terminal. And then you need to install this tool. Well, what makes the migration pretty easy. This is Brian's guide. Brian works for Bluesky, uh, and he built or he implemented account migration in this tool called Goat. Now, Goat is this tool that you'll use to migrate your account, but you need to install something in order to use Goat. And it's this programming language called Golang. Right now, Brian's doc does not describe how to install that, but he has a link to the code base for Goat, go at protocol command line tool. That's what Goat is. And now he says you can do go install or do this other joint and do go build. But to do that, you can see here I did go version and I don't have go on this machine. Now I'm using a remote machine, um, but because I have go installed on my MacBook, but you'll need to install go first. Right. And so we're just gonna briefly go over to this person. Jason has this migration guide. And the part I like about their guide is that they have steps to install. So you can copy these commands and they should work. So we're gonna see. So wget, this is a URL to install Goat. So we're gonna copy this. Let's try that out. Matter of fact, we're gonna do see if we could do the old split screen. Cool, get that going. Zoom out here a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do wget, right? And that's downloading. Boom. Next, we're going to extract it. So that sudo at the beginning, that's the command that says that like you have to escalate to admin privileges. So I'm gonna put that here. And it's gonna ask for the password. I'm gonna go run and get that real quick. All right, so that's extracting that. I'm gonna skip this and we'll be right back. Oh, there, it's already done. Boom. All right, and then the next one is that it basically adds it to the path and it allows you to just type the word go and it'll run. So we can copy this code, that, and boom. Now and then we can verify it with the old Go version. Cool. So now I got Go installed on this machine. Uh, your mileage may vary on this, and if you use a Windows machine, the steps will be a little bit different. But you can probably, whichever device, whatever kind of uh whatever machine you're using, you could just do, search the steps for installing Golang, installing Golang. Cool. So we verified that, and now we can actually do the steps that's laid out here. We can hit this little copy, go install Goat. All right, so the next thing that you need as a part of this is all this information right here. Right, all this stuff, forgive me. All that stuff right there. All right. So so you need this information, right? So I think importantly, especially if you're coming from if you're not the admin of the new server that you're going to, you'll need an invite code from that server. Contact the admin to figure out how you get that, right? Um, and then the account, the other thing that is probably not obvious of how you get it is account DID. So for example, I'm going to be migrating the Shaquille.bski.social account now. And the way that I can find that out is I can go to this app, this website right here. Someone built, shout out to the person that built this, PDS Matter of fact, we just going, who did build this? Let's check it out. Oh, that's just a GitHub, bang, bang, boom. Not Juliet. Shout out to not Juliet. Um, boom. All right, so I'm gonna do at / Shaquille dot bski dot social. This is my identifier. This is what they're talking about with account DID. This is the identifier that you're going to use, right? And so you can see here, this Shaquille account is under this is a Bluesky server. Lions, man, they got them all named after different kinds of mushrooms and whatnot. And then this is my identifier. So I want to set these what they call environment variables, right? So you can set them all in one line. So let's try that out. And you just do this equals, and bang, bang, boom. So we're gonna copy that, hit POC, and throw it in the quotation marks, because they got special symbols and whatnot. Then we need the old handle equals Shaquille dot bski social. And then what we need? We need the old password. Go ahead and post that password because we're gonna change it a couple times anyways. It don't matter. But once you do that, you could do things like I can just do echo. Echo is a command to like have it spit out whatever the variable is. So you could do echo $ account did, and then it just says that. So that's why when you see this say goat account login, you could also just not do this, right? You don't have to set this up. It just makes this a lot easier because it becomes kind of copy and paste. But yeah. So now when I just do this, it's gonna do go account login with my actual handle with my password when it runs computers. Damn. Goat not found. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. All right, y'all. So I had an outdated version of Go install. So the thing to note here, we're gonna see if we can figure out in the after edits how to do this. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a hacker, but yeah, this 1.22.6, this is not this version is not valid. Not valid. You need 1.24. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, now we can actually install, and that's my fault, y'all. I did not check the right the right joint. So now we can actually do this go install. See how that goes. Go install. We'll be right back. All right, I went through a little bit of hell trying to get this, trying to get Golang, got the correct version of Golang installed, got the correct version of Go installed. If you need help with that, if you have any issues, you could try, what I mean, a programmer's best friend, which is Google, you know what I'm saying? Um, but you want to make sure that you can do this. You could do Goat, you could do Goat, help, right? If you get this name and all this stuff, then you're in a good spot, right? So we'll come back to the migration steps, and we're gonna try this again. We're gonna do goat login, account login, right? All right, so this time I sign in, and a sign-in code has been sent to your email address. So we're gonna go over there and get that. All right, so since I got two-factor on, we do the same thing, and then we do auth factor token, and then it's gonna send you an email. I copied that joint from my email. It's right here. Now I'm authenticated. Okay. And now I could do this joint goat account PLC request token. So what this is just making sure like you have to do basically another two-factor authentication join. It's gonna send you another email. You'll need this token in order to complete the changes. And now what you're gonna do is you'll get you'll get an email that says subject line PLC update operation requested. And we're gonna do the same thing where a new PLC token equals like this. Cool. Well, actually, I'm gonna try out the automated migration. The automated migration didn't work for my other accounts, but this account is much smaller. You know what I'm saying? If you're a newer user, maybe if you don't post as much or you don't have as much images, this might work for you. So we're just gonna try it out and see how it goes. All right. So I'm gonna copy all this, paste it here, and then hit enter. Account migration complete. As simple as that. So this is the easiest step, right? And let's just see if this actually worked out the way it was supposed to, right? So we'll come back here to PDSLs and we'll do, the new, what was my new handle, right? I had a new handle. Let's do echo, $, Shaquille.blacksky.app. So let's copy that. Let's do that. It says this has been deactivated. Yeah, so we're over here with it trying to sign into the new account. We hit next. All right, so we have signed in to blacksky.app, Shaquille.blacksky.app. So it's migrated. So it's done. So this is the easier way. We're also gonna walk through a longer, more difficult way. All right, so now for completeness sake, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the manual migration. All right, so you know, you still need all the same things. You need Go installed, you need Golang installed, and you're gonna wanna and then this time you're gonna do more logging in and logging out in between the different accounts. It's much more involved. It is the harder way to do this, but it is the surefire way. Every time that I've done it or I've guided someone to do it, they've been able to do it successfully. So same like before, what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump over here and I have my environment variables all set up, right? So it's the same account DID as before. Showed you how to get that last time. The old handle now, remember we moved, so now it's Shaquille.blacksky.app. I'm just using the same password, new password, old password, blah, blah, blah. The new PDS host is blackstar.quest. You already know why it's Blackstar. And then, I got a new invite code. Once again, so you got to get that from the server admin. This is the new handle, Shaquille.blackstar.quest. And we're just going to go ahead and set all these. I got a new session running. I logged out of the previous, I closed the terminal down, I opened the terminal back up. So bring that back. Now, no auth, you're gonna have to pay attention to these little hashtags. This is a programming nomenclature. They use it as like a comment. So it's just a descriptor to say, you don't have to copy this. This is just saying that like you don't need authentication to run this next command. So you just copy the GOAT PDS describe part. So we're gonna do the same thing as before though, you heard. So we're going to take this, bang, we're gonna set that. All right, cool. Next, right? We do go PDS describe, new PDS host. Cool. It's the blackstar.quest, right? All this. It just does the same thing, right? So now to create an account with an existing did on the new PDS, we first need to generate it. This is gonna be way more technical, because this is way more involved. Like it was already pretty technical. It's just more technical. So go account service all blah 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 blah. All right, so we just same thing. Copy this. Now notice it says old PDS. So what do I have to do? I have to actually log in to the old PDS. So in this case, I set up the environment variables and everything. So I just do go. So when I see old PDS, I do go account login, old handle, old password. Now I'm logged in, right? Now I do goat account service auth, right? So now this big blob of text comes back. Um, cool. Now there's this whole command. Now you see it says no auth, right? So I want to do, just for safety's sake, I'm gonna do go account log out, right? And then now there's this new environment variable, service auth, right? I think everything here is set already, but service auth isn't because that's what we just came back. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna copy this, quote mark, quote, enter. So now the service auth is in there. So now we're gonna just copy this whole thing, and this should work because all these environment variables are set. Success. That's what you want to see. So Shaquille.blackstar.quest is created now, right? So this is what it's doing. It's creating a new account and then it's moving everything over to it. So now it's deactivated. Um, so now we wanna log into this account, right? So we're just gonna copy this now. So go to account login. Boom, now I'm logged in. And then you could do this go to account status, new PDS, right? So I'm still on the same one. So I do go to account status and I see the status of my account activated as false. No blobs, no images, none of that, right? Valid, valid, not valid. It is not valid right now. Um, so now, old PDS, we go back, old PDS. So go account logout. And now if you're using a terminal, you got to keep on your keyboard, there's like the up and down arrows. You can just do up and go to a previous command. So we're gonna log into the old joint. So go to account login, old handle, old password, cool. Because this is old password. So now go repo export. So this is gonna export all the data into my local file. So I made a special folder on my desktop for migrations, and now I could do go repo export, account did, and it downloaded all my data to this, what is called a car file, right? And so a car file, that's really what everything is stored as. So we had built an app called Satnav rather, satnav.risky. And you could actually, if you go here, um, you can actually upload your car file and you can kind of see everything, right? Um, Boom, that's just a little side note joint. But yeah, so we downloaded the car file. It's written, and then there's this command called ls. I do LSALSH. This just shows you the files that are in your directory that you're looking at. And zoom out, this looking crazy. So you can see that it's a file here. This is the file name, right? Because it says account, but it's not the it's the this is the actual file name. You run this won't work. But you also see this as new PDS. So we got to do what? We got to log out again. So get account log out, and then we're gonna go up, 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 up to the new host. Log in. And now we're gonna do go repo import dot forward slash, but we want to copy this one, right? This is the actual name of the file, right? And then we run that. And boom. And so now the records are there. Now we are still logged in on the new PDS. So we can now do what's missing, what records are missing. Go account missing blobs, right? So it's saying these are all my images that are missing. So now we want to do a blob export. We want to export the media. So we're gonna do what again? We're gonna go account log out, and then we're gonna do go account login to the old joint. And then we do goat blob export. All right. And now it's downloading all the images. Now, if you have a lot of images, like if you have tens of thousands of posts, like this is a lot to download. Everything's going to take a little bit longer. Stuff might time out. You might encounter other issues. But if you have a smaller account, it's much more straightforward. Uh, Now we want to log in to the new PDS. Right, so we're on the old PDS. With that, we got to do what? Log out. And now we go back and forth. We go back and forth. We go back and forth. So now we back on a new PDS, new password. All right. And then there's this command FD and parallel. You want to make sure these actually run on your computer. You may have to install them. So I believe, because I've done this a few times, I have these installed. Um, if you ever want to find out, you could there's a command called which. So it's which FD. So you see that's installed, and then which parallel. And you see these, I'm on a Mac now. These are both say homebrew. That's probably because I have homebrew installed. Homebrew is a whole other thing. You probably need homebrew install, and then you could do brew install these joints. You know what I'm saying? But if you have those installed, you know what I'm saying, and you could do ls alsh again, and you can see it has. So you can see once again it says account underscore blobs. That's not actually the name of it. It's actually this. So we want to do fd dot slash this name. Then we want to do slash. Then we want to do boom, pipe symbol, pipe symbol. And then we actually can just copy the rest of this. So then boom. All right, and so now it is uploading those images. Again, it's not that many, so it's pretty easy. Uh back to the old PDS again. So the preferences, your personal preferences. So we once again we do go account log out, and then we log into the old PDS, right? Old PDS, and then we do go Bluesky prefs export prefs.json. Cool. And now we switch, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Log out. Now we go back to the new PDS. Where is that at? Um, and then can we run that? Cool. So we've imported records now. All our posts, all our follows. We've imported the images. We've imported our personal preferences. Now it's time to tell the rest of the network this is our new identity. We're on Blackstar. We are Blackstar users. So I did this on new PDS. I'm still in the new PDS. I actually wouldn't don't even call it like if you're doing other technical things, I'm saying for the mainstream user, you're not running a labeler account. If you're running a labeler account, if you want to use your private, like if you want like custom encryption keys and stuff like that, there's other things you could do to this. I would just do goat account, DLC recommended. You still do this, right? And then I would just name it the next thing because they say down here later, they say PLC unsigned. Just call it that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to change this. So PLC unsigned.json, right? And if you want to see how it looks, you do cat. Um, I've never known why it's called cat. You type cat PLC unsigned. So this is what this looks like now. And then um, now you need to sign this. So again, cryptography or technology. Switch. So again, we log in back out. Go to account log out, and then we log in into the old account, old handle, right? And then we just copy this whole joint right here. You copy this whole joint. Account PLC. Oh, I'm tweaking. I need a PLC token. I skipped a step. I did log into the old handle, but I need to request a token here. So I hit this, bang, it's gonna send an email, and then I'm gonna pause and go get that. All right, back, live and direct. PLC token equals that joint. Now I can copy this and run this. So this sign, cool. And then we could do cat so you can see the difference of it, right? cat. Oh, my bad. It's actually now what we did was we put it to PLC signed. So PLC signed. This is the new file. So this was the old file, and then we added a signet. We just added the signature to it. It's just a little cryptography, and then now we gotta go. Oop, we gotta go back to the new PDS again, and we're almost done. We're almost done. Almost at the finish line. So now we're at the new PDS. So we once again log out. Once again, log in to the new PDS. Word. And then we submit it. We submit the update. Bang. Now we could do go to account status. Go account status. You know what I'm saying? Valid, valid, right? But active blobs up expected 10 images and videos, got 10 images and videos. Activated false. So that's the next step. So go to count, activate. Boom. Now we come back here, right? Now, remember, we started, it was Black Sky versus Blue Sky. Now there's Black Star. Word. So now, see, I was signed into this. Now it don't match. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go to settings. We're gonna sign out. And then we're gonna try signing in. So we're gonna do HTTPS blackstar.quest. You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna be Shaquille.blackstar quest. And then what's that joint? Old password. What's a new password? I don't remember what it was. So we're just gonna do echo $, password, copy that. Cool. And now we here. We're at blackstar.quest. So add that to password. Now it says invalid handle. Um, I believe that's just something because this is like a demo PDS that I've been using. So it that's really just it tweaking, like Blue Sky's tweaking. But we can confirm if we're on PDSOs. PDSOs.dev. Let's go ahead and do at secure.blackstar.quest. Right, so cool. So you see, so I've been moved the same account from blue in the same video from blue sky to black sky, from black sky to black star. But that's it, y'all. Uh, that's how you migrate an account. It's involved, it's a long step, but the whole point of this is to make it so that, you know what I'm saying, you have user choice. You don't got to be locked into one server. You could choose a server that you want to be on. Um, but yeah, that's it for right now. If you have any questions, if you have anything that I can help with, you can hit me up, Rudy at blacksky.app if you prefer email. You could hit me in the DMs. Hopefully more folks realize they don't need an invite code to use the app that I'm building. I got to get back to building that and have that ready for y'all. But you only need the invite code if you want us to host your data, right? And for us, the reason we're doing that is not for some exclusivity reason or nothing, but we are then responsible for you. You know what I'm saying? We're responsible for your data because if someone, you know what I'm saying, if you say some wild stuff like you want to kill some politician, for example, and you're hosted by Blue Sky, Blue Sky handles that. If you do that on the Black Sky server, we get the call from the feds. We got to respond to that. So we don't just want anyone to be able to sign up and have bad actors signing up and doing anything crazy, posting anything illegal, and then you know what I mean we get overwhelmed with that. So that's why we got the invite codes. But I'm happy if you're willing to do these migration steps, you let me know. I will happily swing an invite code. Happily swing an invite code. Also down to get on calls with certain people. You feel me? Also down to do that. I may do a office hours of some kind or something like that to help people migrate. But as you can see, where I'm at the 48-minute mark now, so It's an involved process. You're gonna have to sit down for a little time. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody else say take 38 minutes, take 48 minutes. It depends, but it's a time consuming process. So that's where the tools are at right now. Hopefully, I'm seeing people, the cool thing about what we're doing is really pushing the boundaries and starting to have people start to consider like, oh, we should build tools to actually make this work. Like there's the Blue Sky folks hit me up saying they're gonna fix certain things. There's other devs saying they're gonna fix certain things. So um but there needs to people kind of need to see that there's a demand, and Black Sky is leading the way on that. We're really the first ones to have a wave of people trying to migrate and figure this all out. So shout out to y'all, y'all real trailblazers. Um, and yeah, thank you for all your support.